So here I am today at Colesville to talk about pests in the garden. It's something a lot of us see as soon as the weather starts to warm, and one of the most obnoxious pests that a lot of us deal with is the Japanese beetle. It's common to come out and see a rose bush completely annihilated by these things, or any number of trees and shrubs completely bitten up and destroyed by these little beetles, and removal and treatment of them is really difficult. So my best advice is to create a balanced ecosystem in your garden. Balanced ecosystems don't have too much of one insect, and they don't have an insect that's going to chow down your plants like that. So how do you manage the Japanese beetle? Well, you can always try spraying a lot of chemicals. I don't recommend it. It's typically not very effective, and it's not a healthy way to proceed in the garden ever. There's always the option of trying to put down milky spores in the ground while they're grubs. Also typically not effective. If you manage to relocate Japanese beetles but you still have plants in your yard that attract them, they're just going to fly over there anyway, even if you've removed them from your main garden area. So it typically doesn't solve the problem. So what you want to focus on is creating a balanced ecosystem within your garden. And a big way to do that with the Japanese beetle is to invite blue-winged wasps into your yard. They are a predator of the Japanese beetle. And if you have more of them in your garden, they're going to take care of the Japanese beetle problem for you. Now, how do you attract them? Well, native plants. I'm here looking at one of their favorites. We've got Pycnanthemum flexuosum here in the front. That's one kind of mountain mint. And then there's kind of a more broadleaf mountain mint in the back there. That's Pycnanthemum mudicum. We carry many different kinds of mountain mint. As you can see, they have really different looks. This is kind of the look on that one. This one's a much more silvery one. And then I've even got some kind of wily ones there in the back that also attract the blue-winged wasp. And if you want something with a little more color, over here, we've got a huge selection of solidago. We've got cultivars, straight species. Solidago live, just like the mountain mint, in full sun to part shade. They will tolerate a fair amount of shade. They won't need nearly as much water in the shade. If they're out in full sun to get them established, they will need water. But these are just coming into bloom. You'll see there'll be a bright, fiery yellow there. And these are the plants that are really going to bring those blue-winged wasps into your garden. And they're going to be what helps you balance out that ecosystem in your space. And they will take care of the Japanese beetle problem for you. Now, it doesn't happen overnight. Creating a population that's happy in your garden takes, like I said, a lot of native plants, not spraying chemicals that kill them, and creating a nice home for them. And that's how we kind of create that balanced ecosystem in the garden. And I'll talk more about that later this week. So give us a like and a follow and stay tuned. And we'll talk more about safe ways to create balanced ecosystems in our garden that help us avoid pests and disease overrunning our spaces.